Hello YouTube, what's up? That was a little German canon called Hey ho, spann den Wagen an. And I actually used two delays to play that canon and yeah, to play it with myself on the delay lines in the background. And actually that is today's topic. I want to show you some cool delay tricks I worked out because delay is my favorite kind of effect. All right, if you want to try this at home, which I strongly recommend, you need a delay capable of having two delay lines in parallel. There are some delay pedals on the market which can totally do this. The triple delay will be able to do this a lot more. Or you have one of those fancy multi-FX processors where you can route your signal freely inside them. Then you'll be safe. Actually, I'm using the Line 6 Helix, and I'm shortly going to talk about the signal flow I've got here going. Well, first of all, there's my old trusty Gibson Les Paul running into the Helix, running into a compressor, the Ampeg Optocomp. From then on, I had a distortion pedal on, but I'm going to turn that off for the remainder of the video. That was just for flashy effect. Then the whole thing runs into an amp simulation. I've chosen the Line 6 Clarity. And after that, there are the two delay lines in parallel. For the Canon, I've set one delay up to a quarter note and the other delay to a whole bar, so that you have this kind of Canon effect. And I've dialed the feedback to 0, so I only have one repeat. And that's going to be valid for all the delay tricks I will be showing you throughout this video, that you need one repeat on each delay line. And if you look very closely, you see the delay lines in parallel, and on the second delay line, I've got a pitch shifter. And this pitch shifter is set to perfect fifth upwards. It was not turned on in the Canon. I'm going to I played for you at the beginning of the video, but in some tricks I'm going to show you that's going to play a role. So make sure that you set up at home. You can run one of the two parallel delays into a pitch shifter. After that, everything is going into a compressor to glue everything together, and after that there's a little reverb, so the guitar is not like screaming right at your ear, although that would be very rock and roll. So that's the basic signal flow, and I'm going to show you how to set up these delays so you get some really cool delay texture. And well, let's jump right into that now. Okay, let's begin with the simplest of delay tricks. You add another one to the note you played, and I add another one to the note I played at the rate of a 16th. I'm doing all this at 120 beats per minute. Let's play a little riff. And you see all the notes are doubled. Well, that is not such spectacular a trick, although Jody Walker employed it on nighttime. Let's see what we can do with the other delay line. And if I now turn on the other delay line and I put the delay on the other delay line at the rate of an eighth note, I get a note triplet. You see? I get basically 3/16. And now let's play the little riff. And you see the texture gets richer, it gets more complex. Actually, you have two notes sounding at the same time on every downbeat of the bar because of the way the delays are set up. Well, that makes it a little bit richer, this simple trick of adding a note to the one you've played. But what happens if I now engage the pitch shifter, which will be played on the shorter of the two delays on the 16th note? Let's see how that sounds. The pitch shifter, remember, puts everything up perfect fifth. That was out of time. And you see that, well, the whole riff is shifted up in time, 1/16 forward, but also a perfect fifth upwards. And of course, that makes a kind of a sequencer-like texture, which you can employ with dance tunes, dance beats. I mean, you have these with synthesizers all the time. And that's a cool trick derived from the simplest of delay tricks, adding a 16th note. The most famous delay trick on earth is the one with the dotted 8. I mean, lots of guitar players have used it, most famously The Edge from U2. Well, let me first show you how it sounds if I play the little riff. So what you do is you take your delay and set it to a dotted 8th note and have it one repeat about as loud as the guitar you play into it. What happens then? Well, because the riff I'm playing is a steady stream of 8th notes and the dotted 8th notes are 3 16th notes, this thing gets shifted into the gaps where I don't play. So you always have one note from the guitar, one note from the delay, one note from the guitar, and one note from the delay. So far, so good, so old school. I mean, there's nothing new in doing this. I even used it with my band The Technique once on our single Cruising. Nothing new here, but I thought, how can I enhance it? Well, actually, I enhanced it by putting in a second delay, and I made that also a dotted value. I've put this to a value of a dotted 4th note. So what happens now? A dotted 4th notes are 3 8ths, are 6 16ths. It's going to sound like that. What I have going here is another voice put in and another voice woven in, and that makes the whole thing more complex. People who follow my channel know I'm a very big fan of King Crimson and Robert Fripp and his style of playing. And I'm a particularly big fan of one record of King Crimson called Discipline. And that was the first record by the band I heard, and it had like this technique on it of interlocking guitars, where one guitar would play a certain theme and the other one would play it too, but would omit 1/8th note at the end. So you have like the two guitar voices shifting and creating phased patterns and stuff. And you call that interlocking guitars. And actually the next trick came to my mind when I was thinking, could I somewhat reproduce that with the delay? Well, answer is no, I couldn't, but I found something else. I actually took my two delay lines and I've put one to a 4th note and the other one to an 8th note. So one delay is going twice as fast as another, and I came up with this. And you see this generates a second voice. Of course, the second voice is the same as the first voice, but it's shifted. It's always shifted 1/8. And that generates chords while you're playing. And I really liked that. It sounded a little bit interlocked, but I wanted to make it more interlocked. So actually what I did here was I activated the pitch shifter on the second delay line, also set it up to perfect fifth upwards, and it's going on the faster of the two delays. And if I now play the little riff, this almost sounds a little bit Crimson-esque. Well, of course, you can't really replicate what King Crimson are doing just with two delay lines. But I think this sounds pretty interlocked because, well, it takes the second voice, puts it up a perfect fifth, other voice is still running along. And now you have, well, a shift not only in time, but also in pitch. And that makes the whole pattern really complex. Yeah, so those were 3 delay tricks I really like. I hope they were of interest to you. As usual, you find a download link for the Helix preset in the comments to this video, so you can try them out for yourself if you're a Line 6 Helix user. If not, you might want to build it with your pedal board. And well, I'm very interested in your tricks because I really love delay and I really love creative ideas with delays. So if you have some, you might want to post them in the comments. I'll certainly take a look at them and try them out. Yeah, that's all for today. If you liked the video, you might want to give me a thumbs up, and if you like the whole thing I'm doing here, you might want to subscribe my channel. I'd be very grateful if you did so. And until next time, have fun playing guitar.